for this song. Don't you put it in your mouth.
Don't you put it in your mouth.
Don't you stuff it in your face.
Don't stuff it in your face.
Though it might look good to eat.
Though it might look good to eat.
And it might look good to taste.
And it might look good to taste.
You could get sick. Ick. Real quick. Ick. Real sick. Real ick.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Till you ask someone you love.
That's right, sis.
If it's okay to eat.
If it's okay to eat.
Like a muffin or a beet.
Like a muffin or a beet.
If you don't know just what it is,
Remember, boys and girls.
don't put it in your mouth.
Hey, what am I doing? I don't even like beets.
Then don't put it in your mouth. Bye-bye, everyone.
Remember, boys and girls, never take anything from a stranger and don't put things in your mouth when you don't know what they are. If you eat somebody else's medicine or some bad food or some poison, you could get very sick. Always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth.
Now, you remember that song, don't you? We all do. On today's show, we have a couple of the creators of Don't You Put It In Your Mouth, that legendary earworm and PSA that we all still love. Pete Pallett, copywriter, songwriter, and Jan Hall, the art director of that amazing, amazing thing. So welcome, guys. Welcome.
Thanks, Kevin. Glad to be here. Honored, we think.
So, first things I have to ask, what was the origin of this PSA?
Jen, you kick it off.
Yeah, sure. PSA was from Concerned Children's Advertising, and their markets were divided into different age groups. So the age group we ended up with were the really young children. So it wasn't an anti-drug message as so much as, you know, street drugs, but more of things they find in the house, like parents' medicine or something like that. So we actually received the job from Palmer Jarvis, Winnipeg. They were overwhelmed, so we took it in at Palmer Jarvis in Vancouver. And Pete was a freelance copywriter that got assigned to work with me on it. And when we first discussed it, the little kids, I had suggested puppets because I had worked with kids and I knew that they really responded well to puppets. And I figured the puppets would be a good way to deliver a message. And then that's when Pete kind of took over.
Yeah, I got picked because my thinking was very juvenile, or so I've been told. Yeah, so it was great to work with Jan. And, you know, Jan, as far as I remember, it was, 30 years ago, 1992. We really didn't spend that long on the concept, on kicking around different ideas. This is something that came really organically. And, you know, I'm not a songwriter myself, but Jan had the idea of the puppets. I'm not even sure we had Fran Dowie in mind at that point. But it was like, we'll get puppets. And so I kind of wrote some lyrics. And I'm not even sure they were lyrics. I don't even remember. It was probably a bunch of lines. It could have been lyrics. But I remember Alan Russell was the creative director there, and you bounce your ideas off the creative director going forward. So I cornered him in a hallway and I read the lyrics aloud to him, and he started laughing. And then he looked at me and went, "Oh, you're serious?" So
That's what I thought too.
yeah, everybody laughed at my work.
Man, that song is so iconic in my generation of people. You know, it's prevented me from putting things that I shouldn't put in my mouth.
Exactly.
So it worked. It worked. It worked. You know, I'm still here. It's all good. Now, did you ever think that that's PSA and commercial would be so popular even now, 30 years later?
Not a chance.
Absolutely not.
I
Think of all the work we did, and this
yeah.
cheap puppet commercial is the one we get remembered for.
Yeah, all the beautiful creative things we did, the anthemic TV commercials, very expensive, and this was done for Nothing.
Nothing. Donated time from everybody, from production companies. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You guys just donated your time to create this 2-minute PSA?
I got paid for it because I was a freelancer,
Okay.
but everything else was donated.
Agency wrote off our time. Yeah, the production companies donated their time. Yeah, it was a freebie.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. We at that time, Palmer Jarvis and DDB was a very influential agency, and we had long upstanding partnerships with suppliers. So when you say, and you give them lots of work, so when you say, hey, we got this freebie, would you mind being involved with this? They always said yes.
Wow. That's
So, yeah.
didn't know that. I figured you guys, when I was growing up, because I'm in television too, right? So I got into television for a very long time. So I figured that it would be, you guys would have been, you made a lot of money off that thing, but I guess
What?
not.
Oh, you're funny. Are you a comedian?
I wish I got residuals off the YouTube hits.
Yeah, we should have.
Now, what about the puppeteer? Like
That was Fran Dowie.
Fran Dowie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a voiceover man and a puppeteer, and he actually constructed the puppets. I had drawn up these cute fuzzy puppets, and then when I remember when I first saw them, I thought, oh my goodness, they were not what I had envisioned, but it was of course everything was being done on the free and time was of the essence, so we went ahead with them.
Wow.
Yeah. And Fran was also the voice of the lion.
Yeah,
That was
So
Fran?
Yeah, Fran voiced the
Fran
lion.
Dowie at the end.
Okay.
But I think before we shot, Jan, we went in and did the music track, right? We
No,
shot
'cause-
music.
well, no, we did the song ahead of time.
Yeah,
I
we did.
think,
That's a-
But at the end, we ended up singing. I remember when we were in the sound studio, I'm singing at the end there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we were in the sound studio and we needed extra voices.
Yeah.
So we just took anybody that was there and put them in there to sing for the group at the end.
Who was
yeah.
who were the voices of the two brother and sister, I guess you can call them that.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? I couldn't find it.
I have to give credit. We used Coco Productions here in Vancouver, and Murray Price is an extraordinary songwriter himself and music producer. And I think when we came to him with the lyrics, I may have had some kind of a melody in mind, which was probably really stupid because I'm not a songwriter, but it could have been something very juvenile, figures. But it was Murray that really brought it to life. It was Murray who, quite often when you're working with somebody with this kind of talent, it's all collaborative and you want the best from everybody. And that's why you work with the best. So Murray gave us a lot of feedback. He said, no, we should maybe say this instead, and let's repeat this line 3 times. So he really crafted it into the song.
I remember we changed the line there about the muffin or the beat was added because the beat was actually in Fran Dowie's studio when we were there looking at the puppets.
Oh,
And yeah, so we figured it would be a good addition. So that line was tweaked to add the beat.
That was good.
Yeah.
Now, how long did it take you guys to make this? Like, did it take you a couple of months? Did it take you?
Maybe a month,
yeah.
Wow.
maybe. Yeah.
Now, do you guys like any of? Have you? I'm assuming you have. You've seen the parodies of it, and
Oh, yeah.
the one that they did for COVID, stay in your effing house.
Yeah.
Do you guys like any of those? Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Get a laugh out of them.
Love them.
Wow.
All the parodies, the dirty ones, whatever. I think it was like, don't touch your fucking face. Don't touch your fucking face. And then a young woman in Edmonton did a recent parody as well. And it's on YouTube. I think I may have sent you a link, maybe not.
Yeah, I think you did. You did
Yeah.
send me that. I'll probably include that in this video. Do you guys know if the puppets still exist?
Do not know.
No?
Jan has one who sleeps with nightly.
Well, guys, do you guys have any, before we go, we're going to end this real quick. Do you guys have any behind the scenes stories of this stuff? Do you have any funny stories about the making of it at all?
I don't know if I should tell some of these stories.
Oh, tell it, Jen.
Oh, come on.
The day of the shoot, Ron Dowie and his whole puppeteer group that he used for his puppet things that he did up in Barkerville was there to run all the puppets. And it was, you know how shooting days go, they're long. And by the end of it, Fran was the lion, and he had the lion on the edge of the stage, and he kept leaning it over till his arm was showing, and the shot we used was the best that we had out of it. But he was losing his patience, and his son was one of the puppeteers beside him, and his son kept trying to tell his dad to pull his arm down, and Fran got upset and grabbed the lion and started beating his son with it.
No!
Beating him over the head.
Like
And
beating the
And
thunder.
that's when I was like, oh, the production company was all looking at me, and I was like, okay, that's a wrap. We'll use what we can find in there. Yeah.
That's hilarious, Jan. I never knew
man.
that.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Well, thank you guys very, very much for taking time out of your day for this.
We're honored.
It
I'm honored.
Much.
Yeah.
was a very this is an earworm that no one forgets. My daughter is 12. She wasn't even born anywhere close to this, and I bug her about it all the time. If you see, I have a patch back there.
Yeah.
It says, "Don't you put it in your mouth." I have a
Yeah.
patch of it back there.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Sorry. I was actually pregnant with my daughter when we shot that commercial, and
Wow.
she grew up with us too. Yeah.
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 My like I showed it to my daughter now, and every time she hears it, she runs away. But
I had no relationship. For a while, I had stepsons in my life. I had no relationship with them at all until they found out that I wrote that song that they grew up with. And then that changed the complexity of the relationship entirely.
well, look at that. Not only did it prevent people from putting things in their mouth, it saved relationships.
Yeah, it does. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you guys very, very much. This was quite an honor, and I will see you guys very later. I will see you guys soon.
Hey, Kevin,
Yes.
Thank you so much.
don't put it in your mouth.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.